everybody, I'm the Pigglesworth, and welcome back to AlphaCraft. Yeah, buddy, loving this area, oh my gosh, and we are getting so much snow out of this, it's great. I'll show you something real quick here. Oh, it is nighttime. Way to go, Piggy. Way to be prepped and ready to go in the episode. But there's nobody on the server, so sleeping is a little bit quicker. I'll break this open. Did I? Oh no, I'm using my wrong pickaxe. Great. Oh my gosh. Well, I was going to show you how much snow had been backing up in the system, and it is a little bit slow going trying to get it all distributed because the way that... Oh, that's blue eyes. Oh yeah, Spiderweb Ninja came over here. She helped me out, which was just awesome. She had an extra ender chest laying around. She brought it up here. So I've got one down in the mines, all the way down there, and then I've got one up here, so that way I don't have to run back and forth. She came over here and she showed me something really, really cool. She taught me how to do something really, really cool that I've been wanting to learn how to do on the server, which is going to pertain to today's episode, which will make a bit more sense here in just a minute. Goodbye, entities. It was nice knowing you. We'll hop up here real quick. I got this little ice tray going. This ice tray has really been helping out a lot. I do need to make a proper ice farm though. I've got like an ice farm design that I made in when I was on Decidedly Vanilla, an ice farm that I made from quite a while ago. I want to see if maybe I can come up with a different design for this server. I'm not quite certain if I want to go with that other design, because that other design is very redstone heavy and can be a little bit laggy. But it is an AFK ice farm, which is just awesome. But I'm going to have to mess with that off camera a little bit. Like, one of the challenges here on this server is because we have this thing called clear lag. You have to figure out clever ways to do stuff without actually leaving entities moving about in water streams and stuff like that if you can help it. Because clear lag might take stuff out. So, like, say I used water elevators and water item sorters and stuff to take all the diamonds that I was getting down in the mine shaft and bring them up here to the surface and sort them into chests. I don't really want to do that, because if I move those diamonds through a water stream, they make it all the way up to the surface, they get to a sorting system, they're about to go in a hopper, and then clear lag happens, there goes all my diamonds. So it is what it is. It's there to help us keep the lag on the server down, but it's also something that I can view as a challenge. So it's going to limit me in some of my choices that I can use in making things. Now, in this snow factory, the two items that will move around are the iron shovels and snowballs, and so we could potentially lose those in a clear lag event. But snowballs and iron shovels, because we have an iron farm on the server, are fairly easy to come by, so I'm not too concerned about the loss. But I would be concerned about diamonds. So we can see here, this is all backed up. We can't check this because that... Oh, we could do is look... Okay, so that is definitely full. We can hop over. Now that we can look down there, that's full. That's full. Okay, so we've got 3 out of 16 slots have snowballs in them. And so that was the issue, was all these items are coming up, and as they fill up, as this backs up, it allows snowballs to move, and so it will slowly make its way around. And it doesn't affect the storage. Like, I have all the same amount of storage, but what happens is I have a pulsing redstone signal down here to distribute the snowballs to me. Let's see if I can get to it without falling off. I can show you. I don't think I can... Maybe we can go over here. But the pulsing signal sets off 16 snowballs to be shot at me at once through a water stream. Maybe I can squat and get down here. Oh, that's awesome. But I don't think I can get down there. Oh, well. Oh, here we go. So there's 16, what are these, hoppers? Not hoppers, droppers. There's 16 droppers, 8 on each side. And for each redstone pulse, we would get 16 snowballs in the water stream and dropping down on us, which could get us more snowballs quicker to make more snow blocks faster. But at the end of the day, we have the same amount of snowballs no matter what. Just having a more even distribution means we get access to them much, much quicker. So I've been messing with a few designs off camera, trying to come up with a different way of distributing the snowballs so that maybe that they will distribute more evenly. I think I've come up with a system that will at least let me try to send snowballs to one of 8 positions in this direction. And then all I would have to do is fill up one side, and then because that side is full, the snowballs would continue moving over here and would fill up that. So that would at least increase the distribution. But I'm not so certain I want to implement that yet, because I would really like to come up with a method that would let me, as much as possible, evenly distribute all the snowballs amongst that system, just to make it a little bit more efficient. Just a little bit of chit chat before we get started. And there's something else I'm going to show you real quick. I'll explain it in the next clip a little bit more detail. But so we've got this pillar right here in the middle of the base right now. Now that pillar needs to move because there's a central point to this base that I want to build. It's part of my main vision that I had, just the idea I had when I wanted to do this area. But what happens is, see when we come through this tunnel, see right over there how you can't see anything because of the chunk loading? Like, we'll just keep moving forward. Let's see how far forward we have to go before everything appears. Keep going. Well, it's starting to appear. Oh, you know what? Oh. Okay. You know, so here's what I'm thinking I might have to do between episodes. I probably need to pull this pillar down and build different colored pillars, or just, different blocks, like use stone, use dirt, use wool, make different markers, and then walk through that opening and see how far I can see. Which marker can I see? Because this area is going to be completely walled in eventually. And this needs to go, and there's going to be something in the middle. But what I wanted to do was make sure that when you walked in through here, and it was your first glimpse into the base, you didn't see like a chunk disappeared, just completely unloaded. So I need to know what is the furthest distance that I can build. I probably need to work my way up the tunnel. Like, see if we back off. Like, I need to figure out at what point. If we got down here, you don't see anything. At this level, you don't. You're starting to right here. Right about here. So, yeah, we'll have to experiment with that. I'm going to need to figure out what is the maximum distance I can build at before things disappear. And either what we'll need to do is by moving this thing out of the way, maybe we can bring this enclosure closer together. And so, like, there's zones inside here. Something like that. I know it's not making a whole lot of sense because I haven't completely divulged all my plans for the base. But as things continue to unfold, some of my cryptic little things that I talk about are going to make a little bit more sense. I promise it'll all fall into place. But yeah, Spiderweb Ninja taught me a really cool trick that I can do on the server, and chunk loading and all that good stuff I've babbled on long enough. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to gather up some supplies and some stuff, just kind of get myself prepped and ready. We're going to go down there in that tunnel. We're going to go to the end of that tunnel. We're going to do something really, really cool with today's episode that's going to add another level of detail to the entrance, all right? So you guys just sit tight. I'm going to gather up all my supplies and stuff and meet you down there, and we're going to get started with today's project. So here we are near the entrance to the gateway to our base. Now I want to check something real quick before we pick a spot for this. Oh, sun. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and set up a little camp site right here. Just go ahead and dump a bunch of this junk in here. And then I'm going to kind of explain to you, well, I'm not going to I'm going to try to explain to you the thought process behind the placement of what we're going to build today. I think I can do this before the sun comes down or goes down. So in previous episodes, I kind of explained how I need to make this path wind a certain way because of the chunks that load on this server. I think the chunk load distance is 8. So let's see here. I've got video settings to 16 chunks because I do stuff in other worlds with this instance of Minecraft, so I don't want to have to keep changing the chunks. But I'm going to show you what happens when we get over here, just real quick. So see how we can see through there? So if somebody has a render distance turned up higher than 8, all they're going to see is no loaded chunks. If we take our video settings down to 8, come on, you slide over one more. There we go. See how it gives like a fog? So the fog just makes it look like, you know, maybe there's something there. We don't know. But I still feel like the fog messes with the depth of what's going on here. Now, one thing I haven't thought about is that depth thing is going to also mess with the way the mountains look. So when we build those upper mountains, those taller peaks, we're going to need to make sure that wherever we can stand and see the peaks, that those peaks need to build up before they disappear by the chunk loading so that we get the full effect. So for future thought and whatnot, we're definitely going to need to remember that. Let's turn that back up. There we go. So the path we're going to have when we come out of the portal is going to wind around a little bit. And it's going to wind over this way. And when we get to about, let's see, I need to like place a torch or something that says, here's where we can finally see into the, aha. And I left all my stuff over there. Let's see here. Let's do this. So this treetop that's exposed right here, right in this area, is where we would leave the clearing to open up so that you can see into that tunnel. Now, because I've got this path going to go off to the right, that means that the player can, when it loads, the player can see that there's something in there. They can see these two light sources. They can see another light source right there. So they can see that that's a long tunnel. There's something interesting going on in there. But there's also something obscured from this point of view. For those of y'all maybe who don't know, because I know there's many different age groups that watch the videos. So I try to make it where everybody can understand. So obscured means that it's hidden. It's covered. You can't see it. It's blocked. That's another way of saying it. Those are synonyms. Words that are similar to obscured. Come on, Sleep. I know that there's some people on the server. I think Dramus Smith and Spiderweb Ninja's on. That's why that sleep took a moment. So coming around this edge, we can see up in there, we can see right there, but this right-hand side of the tunnel is obscured by the front of the tunnel. We can't see it. So that means that as you walk in and get about right here, all of a sudden now you can see this. So what I want to do is I want to build something right in here so that when you get to the front of the tunnel, because see, when you're back here, come back over here. It's sometimes better to show visually. So when you're back here, your eyes are looking at maybe some of the mountain, maybe some of the stuff out here, maybe what's going to be over here. Can't tell you yet. But when your eyes are drawn to the cave and the tunnel, you're looking at the gate, the towers, that. So what I want to build today, I don't want it to draw your attention away from all of this. So what we're doing is we're treating the linear path that the player is walking is like telling a story. And as you walk the path, new things are discovered by you to continue telling a story. So you don't want them to be able to see the entire story all at once. Imagine if you could watch a movie and you could see the whole movie at one time. It'd be quite confusing, wouldn't it? You couldn't enjoy each part. So I want this to unfold in such a way that you're allowed to enjoy different visuals at different times, and the story unfolds. So as we come over here, and you get here, you've already seen all this. You've seen it walking up to it. Now this is your field of view. So it's going to start to get a little boring in the back of your mind. You're like, okay, I've already seen this. Maybe there's some new details, like maybe you didn't notice that, or maybe you're noticing that there's like a little edge or a brace, but it's starting to get a little boring. So by adding something right here, there's something new for your eyes to go, oh, a new little detail. So that's what we're going to do here today. So what I want to do is I want to build a thing right here where we're going to make it look like this wall is decaying a little bit. Like over time, maybe the water froze and then it defrosted and it froze and defrosted. And when water freezes, it expands. And so when you get water into the ground and it expands, it causes cracks. So maybe over time, this area right in here, don't get mad at me just because I'm tearing this up. I'll fix it. But maybe over time, like the weather, the freezing cold, and then the summer, it's caused a crack in here and it's washed out some of this stuff. And it needs to be repaired. It needs to be fixed. Now, I have like this really, really vague idea in my mind how I want this to look, but I'm not 100% certain. And I know a lot of the building I've been doing it kind of like I show you an area, I go off camera, I come back, and then it's built. And so I thought it would be fun if maybe we did a little bit of experimenting on camera today, just to kind of, one, change things up a little bit, two, to kind of, let you be involved in some of the building process, and then three, not only can you see my logic behind what I'm building, but maybe you could, down in the comments section, give me some ideas that might improve the way this looks. So let's see here. I think that's everything we want to work with for right this minute. So what I want to do is I want this to look like the wall itself is still structurally sound, but there's just a little bit of a spot back here that's washed out. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was try to figure out how could we visually make it look like there's layers. And what I mean by that is we want an outer wall that looks nice and sturdy, and maybe a structural type of wall behind it. And then behind that would be just, whatever the elements are, the earth, gravel, clay, whatever it is that's back there. So the first thing I wanted to do is kind of experiment with, if we put this like that, does that make it look like there's some kind of a structure or a wall or something behind this that was built that wasn't necessarily decorative, but is there kind of like a support or strength or something? I don't know if I like that. We'll leave it for now, and we'll kind of come back to it. And this is how I do stuff in a creative world. Is I experiment with different ideas, trying different things, just building in those layers like we had talked about. So see that, but that almost makes it look too. It looks a little science fiction to me. For lack of a better word, or it looks too refined, maybe is the right word. Maybe we need to make it like one of the pieces is sticking out, so it doesn't look so even, something like that. And maybe drop this one down. Let's try that. Maybe that looks a little bit better. See, it doesn't look like we've got a border edge going anymore. Now it looks more like something has kind of been washed out or messed with, something like that. So from behind this, maybe we would have some cobble and gravel mix as different elements that they would compact behind the wall to make it, a little more structurally sound. Let's do this. Maybe this is where the fault happened. Is this border piece, the water kind of washed down right in here and it started to break it. Now, as we also do this, I want to drag some of this materials out. Let's see here. I don't know if we want to do granite or not. It might be too much of a color contrast that'll drag your eyes away. Let's do this. I've also got some vines growing in the base. I should have done that earlier, but I think once I get this kind of situated, maybe once we figure out where the water washed through, we can change things and add some mossy cobble looking stuff. Okay, so this, break that up a little bit. There we go. Do that in there. That's starting to look a little roughed in, right? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that. I like to do this if I want to just craft a certain amount, but I don't want to count it all out. You pick one, you count that out. That's your limiting factor. And then you can dump as much as you want everywhere else, because as soon as this gets used up, there you go. And then I just do that. Of course, I could have just, we can do this and then back out. I keep forgetting they added that feature. Let's put some coarse dirt in there. That's kind of, that hides it a little bit. And that's the thing. As we build these layers, we'll add stuff to it, and it's going to start to diminish or take away some of these layers that we're building, but that's okay. So let's see here. Maybe we can do that. figure out a creative way that we could make gravel stay up. I wonder if a button would do that. We can make it look like a stone. If we put a stone right here, will that make gravel stay put, or will gravel fall and will it not decay? Will it turn into a regular block? Oh, it stays up. Okay, awesome. So we've got a little bit of that texture just kind of sitting up there. Okay, and then we've got some andesite right here, so that will give us like a third layer of gray texture going on. Maybe like that. There we go. So that's starting to look like a little bit of something. And then we want to make it where we have a path, a logical path, where the rain came from. Okay? So what I want to do is... Now, this is going to be a very subtle detail. I don't think very many people would actually go walking into... I'm going to call this thing a diorama. A diorama is like a little staged scene that tells a story. So see, I don't think anybody's really going to walk up in here and go looking and say, where did this come from? But I'd like to try and build in such a way where just in case they do, just in case, we've actually got a little bit of a story going on here. So let's see here. We'll do this. Let's do that. And then when we block... Nope. We'll get it right. Break that, do that. And now when I do this, it looks like it goes up and then it kind of disappears and we don't see it anymore. So let's see here. Let's do a little bit of mix and match here because we can still see that. How's that look? There we go. So it looks like a little bit of dirt made its way down here. Okay. So we got that washing down into here. Let's do that. Let's add some gravel right here. There we go. That's starting to look a little better. I think I like this. Okay. And I want to tear this up. And let's... where did it go? Okay, I was going to say, I know I had some coarse dirt here. So let's do that. And maybe a little bit more of a gray right there. And, I think that'll work. So now the next thing is we need to make sure that this is going to be spawn proof. I'm working very hard to make sure that everything we do in the base is not going to have an opportunity for mobs to spawn. So we can put these for stones. I don't want to do 3. See, that one kind of blends in, so that's good. You know what we could do? Let's do this. Let's grab that. Let's break you. Some of you might know by what I'm trying to do here what it looks like is going on. Let's grab... Uh-oh, it's almost time to sleep again. Now, this is the only Silk Touch tool I have now, so, no rioting, no throwing fits. It is what it is. We got to work with the tools we have. I still need to make a proper, Silk Touch shovel for sure. Let's do that. So we got a different color brown in there, and it is spawn proof, which is awesome. And we still got these areas that are going to be spawnable. Let's do this and start roughing this out a little bit and make it look like it's not as... What's the word I'm looking for? It's not as like pristine and pretty as it could be. How about that? We'll do that. That's going to add... Everything that you do here, it's going to add like detail. I can only sleep at night. It looks pretty nice to me, I tell you. Let's put another one of these. How did we put that one? Sideways? Sideways? So let's do that. There we go. See how it's starting to look a lot more rough and messed up? Let's see here. Can I not jump up? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's do that. That's just another little layer, just in case somebody looks in there. Okay. Oh, okay. Somebody else on the server slept. Awesome. Okay, so from here, let's do like this. And so that's going to make this start blending in, and it's going to start pushing all this stuff back. Let's do like that, maybe like that. There we go. Oh man, this is really I'm really starting to like this. And see, this is what I'm saying. If you start working with stuff, don't be afraid. Don't think like you have to have a full idea when you first start. Just start experimenting with stuff. Trying things out. just kind of keep tweaking it, adding little details, and before you know it, you might have something that looks really great. Can I put this here and it won't grow? That would be an interesting little detail. Like maybe these guys are slackers. They haven't come over here and worked on this like they should have. So you've actually got stuff trying to take root in there. Oh, and you know what else would make that look a little more natural? Let's see here. We need to run back in the base. Wow, this clip is running a little long. Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, it's more of like a casual hangout kind of episode. Let's see here. Let's run over here. Maybe I've got some right here so we don't have to run all the way. Nice. Only one? One will work. We don't want to overdo it. But I do want to add just this visual look of like a mess. Because this canvas that we've got painted right now is just a very generalized gray. Let's put it right here. The reason why I chose that is that's the first spot my eye kind of gravitated towards. It said there's something just a little bland. And it also works because as you come in here at this angle, you notice it. Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit of semblance of a mess going on. I'm liking that. Now, like I said, we need to drag this out a little bit so it looks like things did get washed out. So here's where it's going to get a little tricky because now we are creating areas. You know what? I could use a shovel here. We are starting to create areas that could invite spawns. So this is where the second part of the diorama will come in play in just a moment. Let's see. With these new texture packs, I tell you, or not texture packs, but just new textures, sometimes I get really confused with the new imagery. Okay, so we got that. Let's see here. I kind of wanted it to look like the dirt had built up as a little bit of a hill, but maybe not because it washes down through here. So that should be fine. So, okay, so let's add one more detail on camera. Actually, two. Oh, I've got the stuff. I can do it. And I do. Okay, I did. I was smart enough to bring a crafting bench. And this one kind of threw me at first. I love these new things. But it took me a minute to figure out what the recipe was for them. Actually, had to go look that one up online. And I didn't bring a bucket. I try my best to always have a bucket with me. Let's take a bucket. I want to get a water source. Because we do want this to look like it had been washed out, but maybe they plugged up the hole finally from wherever the water was coming from. So let's do that. Now we've got a little bit of a puddle going on. So we can see where like the water's washed out and it's not completely dried up. And then we got a light source sitting there, and now we can get rid of these. I think that's going to make this area lit up enough that it should be okay. That is really cool. I'm really liking this. I do need to get some mossy cobble. We could put some mossy cobble right here. We could probably make a mossy cobble stair and maybe that. That'll be cool. Okay, so I'm going to run back and I'm going to get some mossy stuff. Okay? And I am going to come back over here. I'm going to do a little bit more of those details. I've got some tweaking to do because we've got to add one more thing here. Spiderweb Ninja told me how to make these look cool. So I'm going to tweak this a little bit. You know what? I didn't experiment with this. I wanted to see if maybe we could do... Let's just see what it would look like. Could we put this in here and make it look like they're trying to structurally hold things back? Or does that kind of overdo it? Does that kill... Yeah, I mean... It's not doing exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to kind of look like they had tried to build a support in here to hold things back, but I feel like that detracts from the little bit we've got going on right there. Okay, we'll just, sometimes you got ideas for details and they just don't work, or they're just not working the way you want them to, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to make this work. Like I said, this is kind of a long clip. So I'm going to add a little bit more detail, a little bit more stuff. We're going to come back and take a look at the final product. So y'all just hold tight and we'll be right back. All right, and the project is now done. I figured it would be cool if we went ahead and started from this angle just so you could see what I meant by things presenting themselves and a storyline unfolding. So we're going to start from here and just kind of make our way through. Come over here, everything just, and then, oh, we noticed something. What is that? Oh, something happened. So we got a little bit of food. A little bit of dirt, so like the guy's got some dirt he's placing in here, and he's got his lunch here just in case. Went ahead and put this up like a little caution. Just I didn't want it to come off as looking at like somebody was mining right in this spot. I wanted it to look like there was something wrong, something going on. So maybe with a little caution sign right there, it lets people know, oh, there's something out of the ordinary right here going on. We've got our little worker right here just kind of inspecting the area. What in the world could have caused all this washout? Maybe we could figure out how to plug that up, and then we don't have to worry about things getting up in here. Stuck a little piece of grass up here as well, just in case somebody gets nosy and climbs up in there. They see a piece of grass. But this is what I used, being able to pose these armor stands. Now, right now, I've just got a pillager head on there. I would like to put a villager head on there, but I don't have any villager heads yet. Now, what's stinkerish is I wanted it to look like a worker. So he's got like blue jeans, he's got boots, a white shirt. I wanted to have like a yellow cap on him, like a hard hat. But for some reason, this I'll show you. You can right click it, and you can do where is it? Equipment. We can choose equipment, and then we click the armor stand, and so I could add something in the hand slots, left and right hand slot. But the helmet slot, you can either put a helmet or a head. You can't have both, which is kind of stinkerish. I would have liked to have been able to put a hat on him. Maybe we could figure out like a mob head or something that's got a cap on it. That might work. And then I've got this. This is really, really cool. I wanted this to look like he's got a shovel that you just kind of threw it down into the ground, and it's just kind of stuck there waiting for him to pick it up so he can start using it. But what I'm going to do, we're going to right click visibility. We choose visibility. Look at that. So I've got an armor stand sitting there holding the shovel, and I rotated it where it's sitting in the dirt, and then we can just right click that and it disappears, and now all you do is see the shovel. Isn't that cool? I love that. Went ahead and changed out, put a little bit of mossy cobble and stuff in there. Man, oh man. Just a simple, subtle little touch. You walk through here, and there's just this one little detail. Uh-oh, there's an oops. Something happened, and you just got to do a little bit of work. And I love the fact that we can pose these armor stands. It just gives us some life. Would be nice if we had like some kind of a gloves or something we could put on their arms, maybe a little bit more detail. But you know what? At this point, I am not going to complain. Just the fact that I can do these two little things completely changes the way this looks. Like, go back and watch the previous clip where there's no character and shovel, and then watch this one with the character and shovel. It's like night and day. Completely sells the story, whereas before you come upon it and you see that maybe something's going on, but you're like, where's the people fixing it? Were they out to lunch? Well, no, their lunch is here. Where'd they go? Slackers. Oh my gosh, but this is awesome. I'm loving this. I'm loving this so much. But if you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button. If you want to see more of these as I release them, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to be notified whenever videos come out, you can click that notification bell, and we'll see if YouTube cooperates. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. What would you have done that would have sold a little diorama like this slightly different? Are there ways that I can improve it? Are there little things that maybe I could add that can maybe make it look a little bit better? Or are you just enjoying the way it looks? You're like, pat me on the back, piggy, and move on. Let's see the next project. Just let me know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But thank you all so much for watching. I had a lot of fun with this episode, and I hope you did too. And I hope to see you in the next episode of AlphaCraft.